Okay, so last week, I think I asked if you had access to the disclosure desk on
Yes.
Notion, correct? Okay,
Yes.
so we're going to go through the initial disclosures, as well as the, let me see. Okay.
네, 여보세요. 네, 여보세요.
So the initial disclosures are, I kind of had already previously explained what the different steps were. So when we submit the loan to the lender, we enter our fees on the lender's portal, and there are a set of initial disclosures that get sent at submission prior to the file going into underwriting. So that's what we are going to be issuing right now, is a set of the initial disclosures. So for this file, it's been submitted, everything, pages 1, the bar information, all the way to page 9 of our loan application has been completed. So now we're just going to follow the steps on this, I guess, training for the initial disclosures. So again, our page 1 through 9 has to be completed thoroughly. This file has already been submitted to a specific lender, so we're not going to review page by page, but everything does need to be entered, specifically their email addresses and their information. This proposed monthly payment has to be updated accordingly as well. As I mentioned last week, we have to double check the homeowner's insurance. So this is going to be for a condo. So it's 0.25. Property taxes has to be appraisal value, and 1.25 rate for California properties. And the mortgage insurance, this is an FHA file. So it's going to be 0.55 of the loan amount. And then because it's a condominium, we have the homeowners association. If this was a conventional file and the LTV was over 80%, we have to run the rate for the MI through the through this website. I don't think I showed this website last time to you, but if you were to put in the information on here, 91709, let's say it's a condo, primary. The LTV is, we'll just put it here. Just for training purposes, but we would go match the LTV that's on here, right? Let's see, leave this. DTI, we'll leave it at 49. And then this is for 2 borrowers. So you put in the mid FICO. So between the middle FICO, it's this minimum right here that we have. And then we have to select self-employed, yes or no. And then you just submit this, and then that's the rate that we would put in. So instead of being a 0.55, it would be 0.66.
Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
So, okay. So now we're going to go to lender loan information, page 1 and 2. So that's the next section of after our application. When you print the 1003, this is part of the 1003. It essentially, it's all the information that gets inputted from the lender side. Just bear with me. It's
Yeah,
taking
that's
its time.
yeah, that's fine.
그러면 여기서 말씀해주신 그 모듈 그 첨부를 차지하는 게 1,500불에서 1,000불로 바뀐다는 게 이 4개의 모듈을 하나로 묶는 그 모듈을 만드는 작업이 1,000불이라는 거죠?
So then we just have to check all these sections right here. So we scroll down here. So if it was a refinance, we would put what type of refinance it is. It's not a refinance, so this is a condo. If it's in a trust, you would click one of these, but this is not a trust. Make sure it's FHA, fixed rate, the rate and the note, first lien. This proposed is the same thing that was in our first bar information. We're going to go to page 2.
아, 네네.
Okay, sales contract, all this stuff should be automatically adjusted, our loan amount. And that's it. So now everything that is there is verified, all these sections right here. We're going to go to loan submission. On our left-hand side, it is right here. And then on this page, we just want to make sure our loan officer and company name is correct. Okay, so it's going to be this section right here up above. Giving tree, our loan officer, our address, the phone number, and fax and email address. All of this right here is the information we've entered, the bars information, the subject property, property type right here. We can put SF, sorry, this is a condo. This is a full doc, and we're going to impound taxes and insurance because it's a FHA. First TD, purchase owner, our loan amount, our rate, qualifying rate. Any full doc is going to be the same thing as our note rate. When it comes to non-QMs or certain programs, it'll tell us, well, for example, the qualifying rate is one rate higher than the note rate. So if it's one rate higher, the qualifying rate would be 8.25.
So
Yeah.
the note rate and the call rate is not the same.
Not all the time. Usually, if it's a full doc, so any FHA or conventional loans, the note rate and qualifying rate will be the same. It'll be the same. If it's the same, you can leave it blank. If it's for like a non-QM or a specific program, where it'll like the guidelines will tell us that the qualifying rate is a certain percentage higher than the note rate. So if you see the DTI right here, if we were to put this at 8.25, this DTI will change. See how it changed from 56 to 59? That causes, because we have to go at this rate, that causes this file to not work anymore. We won't be able to submit it because our DTI is higher than our DTI for the program. So in order for this to work, we need to have this DTI right here under 57. So then the qualifying rate at 7.25 is what we need. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, again, down here, it's the term for 30 years, sales price, purchase price is the same. The down payment amount and the LTV. This right here would be if we are locking the loan. At submission, for the most part, we are floating unless specifically specified by the loan officer that they are locking at submission. Then we would click this locked on, the day it was locked, the number of days, how the date it expires, and then the type of MI.
Okay. So if it's not yet locked, no need to, no
Nope.
need to. Okay.
Nope.
Just like
If it's,
last week, the file from I guess Gideon Park. I guess
Yeah.
it's not yet. Yeah.
근데 지금 이게 그
So down here, I think I had previously gone through this section. This part right here is going to be already filled out for the most part. We can put in the company phone number, which should match this number up top.
게다가 저희가 뭐 인스턴트 어프로브를 넣는 거
Fax number,
거기서 긁어오는 정보를 저랑 주연이 적어줘 얘기할 때는
and then the company or the email. You can just put the loan officer's email.
근데 저거 이렇게 어떤 얘기가 나오냐면 아싸리 출연권 자체를 그 자바스크립트
Okay, now escrow and title company, we're going to go based off of the master and prelim. So escrow company, also known as settlement company, settlement agent. It's the same thing. So we'll just put the escrow. We'll just fill this up here.
하나로 통합을 하시게 되는 거예요. 그래서 아예 조금은 없애는 건 아니고요. 지금 형식을 완전히 바꾸고
Okay, our officer is Cindy Leon.
보이는 형식을 자바스크립트 3페이지씩 작성하는 걸로 아예
Escrow number here.
숏폼은 숏폼인데
Their office. If we don't have a fax number, we don't have to put it in. Obviously, if we do have it, the better. Our estimated close of escrow here is going to be September 19th. So our email address, let's see if our prelim has it. Does not. So then we can just go through our email. Okay, now so we're going to do the same thing with our title company. So it's so our title officer is going to be Chris Oden right here. Their title number, their phone number,
아니, 저도 잘 몰라요. 저는 이 코딩에 대해서 모르기 때문에 잡았을 때.
So see how this number here is different? Actually, this number is only for settlement inquiries, so we have to make sure we have the right number here. So let's update that.
네네.
We'll update the fax number
거기서는 변함이 없어요.
and then the email address.
네네.
Okay.
네네.
So once we complete the loan submission,
아니요, 지금 기빙슐랜딩닷컴에 몰게지 칼큘레이터 페이지가 있는데
we went through all this section right here. Again, if it's locked, we have to complete the section. If it's not locked for for initial disclosures, I would say 99% of the time, they are not, it's going to be floated. We'll just leave that blank. We completed title and escrow, company information, this section down here. Now we're going to go to agent list. If you remember correctly, we're going to go to track, and then we're going to go agent list.
인스턴 어플로브는 못 쓰는 롱 애플리케이션 작성할 경우는 인스턴 어플로브를